Okay, so I did my usual trick of stopping the video instead of pausing it, even though I have a bit of pink tape across the stop button. And I'm going left-handed here, so I might be a bit wobbly. Whoops, there we go. And a bit out of focus. I'm just trying to show you, if you don't have keyed dots, or if somehow your machine goes out of whack or anything happens, you can line up your pavilion on your crown by eye. Okay, so I've just roughed in 2 mains there. Just roughed them in. Oh, I'm not good left-handed. Oh, I'll try to do it right-handed. So I've just roughed in 2 mains so you can see where they meet. They're cut to approximately the same depth. And you can see the little edge there where the scallops meet, right smack bang in the middle there. And that will line up with the same point where the scallops meet on the pavilion. Okay, so now I'm going to try to use this with my left hand, and it's going to be just as bad. Okay, that's not going to work. Alright, so it's just a matter of lining up. If you want to do stacked mains, which means your mains on the pavilion reflect the mains on the crown, then you can see there the little points where the mains meet on the pavilion are lined up with the little points where the mains meet on the crown. So I know that I have it aligned correctly. So I'll just go and keep cutting in my mains now. So I've just roughed in the mains, the crown mains on a 600, and I am just beginning to pre-polish. There's a couple of pre-polish ones there. I do like my girdle a little bit thicker than some people recommend, or some books or designs recommend. Just a little bit thicker. I do not like a really knife edge girdle. It's prone to chipping when it's set. Okay, and I think I'm putting in these mains at 40 degrees. So that'll let us keep a few extra points in the crown. I'm still not sure if we'll hit that 1 carat mark, but we'll soon find out. So I've already lined up the 45-degree dot and made sure we're all nice and square. Because I've already cut the table in when I preformed at 600, I'm just going to go straight onto pre-polish. So I'm just going straight onto an 1800 here, 1800 diamond with a bit of WD-40, and just going to make sure that the table is nicely pre-polished and then polished. And that's not a bad size for a table. That's a bit more than the 50% that I like though. So after I finish polishing the table, I will go back to the mains and probably bring them down to 39 degrees instead of 40, and so that I bring that table in to about 50%. 50% of the diameter of the stone. You can go around 60, but I prefer a smaller table. It depends on the gem and the design as well. Okay, so now I've gone back onto pre-polish on the mains to get them nice and even. I've put them in at 39 degrees, which has given me a little bit smaller table, which I'm happy with. And they should be all nice and even now. I do my stars next, and I know people do things in a different order, and everyone cuts differently, and that's absolutely fine as long as we get the end result that we are looking for. And I like my stars to be a little bit deeper as well. I like them to come down from the table, down the breaks, about 40 to 50%, not be really tiny little stars. So normally, say I'm going to put, sorry about the focus guys, if I'm going to put the mains in at 39, I'll probably put the stars in at about 27. So that is what I'll do next. I will put the stars in on pre-polish at about 27. So I've ended up putting these stars in at 28, just to get the look that I like. I like the stars to be almost an equilateral triangle. And now the last set of facets will be the break facets or girdle facets. And I don't have a specific angle that I put them in at. It all depends on the other proportions of the stone. So I'll just start touching them in at maybe 45 degrees, and when they meet the stars and meet in the middle of the girdle, then I'll know that I'm at the right angle. So I just start touching them in at about 45. So I started touching the girdle facets in at 45, and as you can see there's a big gap at the girdle and they are meeting the stars, so I had to increase the angle by 1 degree, and here we are at 46, and I'm very happy with that. They are meeting the stars at the same time as they are meeting at the girdle. Tiny bit overcut at the stars, but I'll fix that up on polish. Okay, so now if you do change the angle though of something that's just not quite right, so you put in some facets, it doesn't look quite right, go to the next facet to try a different angle. And if this one wasn't right, I would go to the next facet to try a different angle. Otherwise it all ends up too complicated if you keep trying to adjust it on the one facet, and you can end up overcutting. So now that I've found my correct angle for my breaks, I will go around and put the rest in at 46. Okay, all finished. So now just to get it off the dopstick and see what our finished weight is. Okay, there it is, all finished. Not quite super clean yet. You can see it's a really nice golden colour, I would say, under this light, and I'm pretty sure it'll be green outside tomorrow. So maybe not as noticeable a colour change as the large piece, but I think it will definitely be a colour change. And maybe not just because it's been cut off table, but also because it's just a smaller stone, and a larger stone will have more depth of colour. So I'll put up a video of this compared to the other one tomorrow. And here's my scales. It's either going to be just over or just under a carat, so bugger. 0.97. Oh well. Just under a carat. Not much that I could do. I saved every point that I could. And I'm sure that the owner will be happy with that as well. It's a beautiful stone. That 1 carat mark makes a difference for selling gems for the price. But I don't think this one is going to be for sale. I think it is just a keeper. So it won't matter too much. But it's always nice to hit that 1 carat mark. And I don't think weighing it a second time is going to help. Nope. Okay, alright. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll put up another video tomorrow.